Light podcast. And evidently, I'm here with Chewbacca. I love it. Mike was trying to surprise me. So, for those of you who are just listening, Mike has a Chewbacca mask on. So, let me hear you again, Chewy. So, I don't know. Are we going to do this whole podcast with in Chewy mode? um, but anyways, we wanted to touch a little bit on May the 4th. It is such a special and fun event that Disney World lets us celebrate. May the 4th be with you. And so we thought we'd pop on and say hello and give you a little bonus episode. So, Chewy, how are you doing today? Oh, you're doing well. This is so good to see you and have you here on the podcast. So we'll start off that Disney celebrates May the 4th be with you in Disneyland, Disney World, and Paris, Disneyland Paris. And it is celebrated on May the 4th. And they do have some special Disney food, Disney Eats. And if you go to the Disney Parks blog, you can get the foodie guide there. But I will go over a couple of things that they are going to have. The food for Disney World is only at Hollywood Studios. And they will have something at the Commissary, Backlot, Pizza Rizzo, and Rosie's All Star Cafe, and then Docking Bay 7 and Dockside Diner. Looks like they'll have something at the Milk Stand and the Oasis Canteen Sunshine Day Bar, the Tune In Lounge, and the Hollywood Brown Derby for some special drinks. Then I was wrong, at Disney Springs at Emirates, they will have some special pastries. Do you like pastries, Chewy? Yeah. Um, so that is Disney World. Disneyland, same. They have minimal things, Docking Bay 7 and Cargo, Cat Saka's Kettle and Oga's Cantina, uh, Ronto Roasters, and some beverage carts there. So definitely check out the food. And then Disneyland Paris looks like they have the Cafe Hyperon, Cool Station, and the Rocket Cafe. So Disney Parks blog, you can get your foodie guide for May the 4th there. Now, Chewy, did you hear there's going to be some the park is opened in Disney World a little bit longer? Isn't that exciting? Um, the park will be open from a little bit earlier, starting at 8:30 in the morning, and then it will close at 10 p.m. on May the 4th. So Disney World Hollywood Studios there for that information. That's exciting, right, Chewy? Do you think do you carry a lightsaber, Chewy? Oh, Chewy's showing me his lightsaber, everyone. How exciting. So, I have been to Disney World, and I've been there 2 years in a row. So, I have seen Chewy there too. So, I hope to see you this year. But what I will say about it is the park tends to get a little busier during the evening, afternoon hours. I think you want to give yourself plenty of time to get there and get in the park. Not in the past has there ever been an issue with park hopping, but you might want to, get there and just know where you're going and what everybody's doing. You are allowed to, I guess, Disney bound, you wear, the robes and the cloaks and stuff like that. But Chewy, can somebody wear a face mask? No, only Chewy can wear the face mask. Yeah. So you can't show up like with a full costume on or anything like that. So Disney won't allow it. So wouldn't want you to put all that effort into it and and be turned away. So, but there will be special merchandise offered on May the 4th. And in the past, it has been offered with a virtual queue. So when you wake up in the morning, the park opens at 8:30. A virtual queue is going to be on the My Disney Experience app, and you're going to have to enter into that queue to get into the store. So if you want any of that special merch for that day, the virtual queue and getting into the store is going to be the only way that you can do it. Now, I did see on the Disney Parks blog as of right now, before few days before May the 4th, Shop Disney does have some merch out there. So you can also take a look at Shop Disney and see if there's anything there that you might want. But those are the only ways that you're going to be able to get the merch in the park through a virtual queue or on Shop Disney. Correct, Chewy? Chewy is a big, big shopper, so Chewy's gonna be in that virtual line. Yeah. So, along with that, lightsabers, you can bring lightsabers into the park on your own. Oh, Chewy's going to get something. I don't know. He'll be right back. Um, uh, you can bring your own lightsabers in. You can sign up to make lightsabers on that day, and all of the things. But the one thing is the lightsaber meetup. Oh, Chewy's gone. Huh.
I couldn't get Chewy to stop talking.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's good that you know, Chewy. We didn't want Chewy to take up the whole podcast either.
Yeah, I can talk.
um, But what I was going to say is there's a lightsaber meetup, and how I have found out about the information in the past is through Facebook and just googling lightsaber meetup Disney World, and the information comes up, and it's usually a Facebook group, and they give all the information. And the general information is at dark or dusk. Everybody kind of goes towards Galaxy's Edge. Everybody has their lightsabers. Last year we were mainly around the Millennium Falcon area. The year before that, though, I will say there were so many people there that Disney kind of didn't know where to put everybody, and it was super cool because everybody in their lightsabers and their outfits and all of the things. But Disney does such a good job at keeping everybody together, keeping the crowds controlled, and just at letting everybody have a good time. And there's not really much more to it. Like you're not going, it's not, there's nothing choreographed or, a set time for something. It's just a large gathering of, Star Wars fans meeting, and this display of all the awesome lightsabers, and the just seeing it in person, it's just so awesome. So,
Yes. So Chewy wanted me to mention the Wookiee cookie. That's his
oh,
favorite.
yeah, not even, I don't know. Maybe it was mentioned in the parks blog, and I was just naming the locations.
Yeah, perfect. Now I know you mentioned that the park opens earlier. It's at 8:30 that morning and stays open until 10 at night. They do on May 4th happen to have two Phantasmic shows. If you're a Phantasmic enthusiast and want to see one of them, you can see it at 9 or 10:30. Um, if you wanted to get the biggest bang for your buck and you want to be in Galaxy's Edge at dark, I would probably shoot for that 10:30 Phantasmic show if you
Yeah,
can get over there. Now, I think you mentioned this early on. I think Chewy told me that you talked about the fact that typically the park doesn't necessarily sell out
right.
and you can still park hop in. However, and you'll know better than I, but I believe reservations are gone. For those who
Yes.
make park reservations, if you don't have one now for May
Yeah.
4th, if you're an annual pass holder like Janelle and you have to make reservations, you'll have to make a park reservation for one of the other parks and then park hop over to
Yep.
Hollywood to get in.
Yep. That
So,
is the case as of right now.
yep, wanted to mention that. What else did Chewy say to me that I was supposed to bring up? I don't remember now. I know the park hopping and reservations is important. Um, if you're there for Star Wars, and you can get really wrapped into Galaxy's Edge and all that's there, don't forget about the original Star Wars ride, Star Tours. It sits outside of Galaxy's Edge. You can still go and enjoy that.
And it has its new scenes in it too.
That's
So
right. And if you happen to be at Hollywood Studios that day and you're not interested in Star Wars whatsoever, I can probably bet you that Toy Story Land and Tower of Terror and, well, Rock and Roller Coaster won't be open yet, but
Mickey's,
Mickey's Runaway, those parts of that park are probably going to be pretty empty throughout the day because
yeah,
the Star Wars enthusiasts will be in Galaxy's Edge.
yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I would say like once it gets dark, the lightsaber, displays happen, and then the park closes, and you take your awesome pictures on the way out, and um, sometimes, and I know it happened last year too, we left a little bit earlier, but there's usually lightsaber tunnels, and you get to run through them, and they're always fun. It's a lot of fun, a lot of great people, guests, and everything. So
Yeah.
love that Disney lets us come and gather and have this display.
If you've never been, never seen it, and want to get a sense of just how crowded it is, to me, it's like being at Times Square for New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Right, you're shoulder to shoulder with your best Jedi or best First Resistance friend, um, from as far as you can see.
Yeah.
But it was pretty spectacular.
Yeah. So anything else that we didn't mention? I know Disneyland does have the Disneyland After Dark Star Wars times. Go ahead and look on the Disneyland website if you are interested in them, maybe for next year. And also plan ahead for next year too. If you are just hearing about this and you didn't know that it was, happening, or Disney did something special for May the 4th, it's definitely something that you would want to plan the year out, make sure you have everything, and maybe be able to go to Disneyland or Disneyland Paris to see how they do it.
Yes, absolutely. You're exactly right. This year, May the 4th is on Saturday, so
I
my
know.
suspicion is it's going to be even crazier busy.
I agree.
But you're right. If you don't already have plans for this year, you can start looking at next year, and planning for your Star Wars fix for May the
Yeah.
4th be with you day.
Yeah. So all
Absolutely.
right, well, I mean, this was a awesome bonus episode. I was surprised at Chewy. I had no idea Chewy was going to show up. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was probably your favorite part of the whole podcast.
It was. It was. Not gonna lie,
Yeah,
we're transparent here.
exactly, exactly. Now
All
it's a
right,
great Star
go
Wars lover.
ahead.
If you're not a big Star Wars person, it is a pretty cool experience.
So I was
To
gonna
do.
say that I am not a Star Wars fan, not even a little bit. Like Mike obviously, has Chewy over there that he can just bring on the podcast, and lightsabers and all of that. Whereas I am not, and I this will be my third year going, and not just for social media content. I've taken my mom. We've bought lightsabers. I've done things I never thought I would do, not being a Star Wars fan. And it's because it's so much fun, and it's just something great to be part of. So, um, yeah, something I never thought I'd do or look forward to. And I do.
Yep, excellent. Well, it's good
So
stuff, Janelle. I appreciate your time today.
yeah,
And
absolutely. Thank you, everybody, for being here for our bonus episode. And we will see you next time.
yes, may the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.